Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic is very important. It is about the bioavailability of different nutrients. That means which source is better to get those nutrients, which include macronutrients like proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and the macronutrients like vitamins, salts, magnesium, and calcium, minerals, and things like that. Be with me till the end so that we can compile all the information together, take notes wherever it is needed, and do accordingly. Today's topic is what we eat is important, but the sources where we take these nutrients is very much important. Commonly, a human diet is a composition of three macronutrients. They are proteins, carbohydrates, fats. Carbohydrates and fats, they are mainly utilized by the body to produce energy, and proteins, they are used for building the blocks, building muscles, building different tissues and organs. Alongside, fats are also used in some important structural buildups. So these three nutrients, they are coming from three different sources mostly. First of all are the animal source, then is the plant sources, and then out of animal there are different animals, birds, parts of animals are secretions of animals like milk. So with the beginning of human life, as you see, we're all fed with the breast milk, and the breast milk is composed of proteins, fats, carbohydrates, water, and for the early 4 months, 5 months of life, it is altogether enough for the growth of a newborn baby, and it provides all the necessary nutrients to them. Then comes, as we grow, we start using different foods, and they are coming from different sources. Out of them are the animal sources, and the animal sources, they contain definitely meats, which have protein, which have fats, and there are eggs of animals, milk of animals, so they are all animal sources. And from the plant sources, there are vegetables, there are fruits, there are beans, there are lentils, there are grains, and so these are providing many important nutrients, micronutrients. They are providing us with some minerals and metals. They are providing us with salts. They are providing us with vitamins. They are providing us with fiber. So all these sources are important. Now we start with the discussion of meat sources. So the sources of meat can be many. It can be birds, it can be animals. Out of birds, what commonly used birds are chicken is very common, rooster is common in many areas. However, people eat pigeons, they eat quails, they eat geese, and some other wild birds. They are also caught and eaten. And among the sources of animals, people use pork, they use beef, they use bison meat, they use goat meat, they use lamb meat, they use camel, they use rabbits. So they use fish from the seafood, and shrimps, prawns, lobsters, crabs. So there are sources of meat from the rivers and seas, there are sources of meat from the land. So meat provides mainly proteins. So according to the herbs and herbal theory in medicine, they consider goat meat as much beneficial for human consumption. It is easily digested, and it provides a good amount of fats and a good amount of proteins, and its absorption is very good. Then comes the beef and bison meat and lamb, uh, which are not considered to be as good as the goat meat, but still they also provide all these components. Similarly, eggs of different birds like chicken, quail, they are also used and consumed. Even the duck eggs are used and consumed as a source of proteins. Eggs are a very good source of proteins and some fats, some amino acids, some minerals, some vitamins. And the good thing is that the eggs are absorbed almost to 48%, and they are consumed as source of protein up to 48%, 50%. The rest is used as energy. Other sources, red meats and fish, they are utilized about 25 to 30%. So eggs can be considered as the best source. Particularly, eggs are useful for people who are suffering from some ailment, so they are easily digested and absorbed. Similarly, the sources of bird's meat, they are chicken, they are roosters, they are geese, ducks, quails, pigeons, and all of them, they are very easily digested and absorbed. So on the priority, when we are prioritizing meat, we should consider birds, we should consider goat, then we should consider lamb and veal and bison and beef and so on and so forth. Then a very important fraction of meats which we usually miss is the organ meat. People are not commonly eating organ meat, which includes liver, beef liver, which includes liver from chicken, liver from goat, lamb. But these liver meats or kidneys of the animal are these things, they are very rich in different vitamins. B vitamins, D vitamins, they are rich in A vitamin. So I will say that quite a couple of times these organ meats should also be utilized. Okay, now we talk about fish and the seafood. The fish and the seafood should be consumed very fresh. If they are slightly old, then they lose their nutritional value, and rather they can be more harmful if they are not cooked properly, or if they are cooked late, they can be harmful. So whenever using fish, my choice or my suggestion will be to use the small fish like sardines, herring, because they are rich in omega-3, and omega-3 is something which we need for as an anti-inflammatory substance which reduces inflammation. And these small fish, they are rich in omega-3. Then comes in among the bigger fish, anything is good, but it should be wild caught. First of all, it should not be farm raised. If it is farm raised fish or any animal, those fish or animal, they are already having inflammatory processes, they are already having inflammatory problems, and they are not good for consumption. So among the animals, they should be grass fed. Among the eggs, they should be from the cage free hen. Among the fish, it should be a wild caught fish. It could be salmon, it can be catfish and cod, whatever. But the important thing is the skin of the fish, which contains a lot of oils. So it should be consumed with skin. Okay. Now we come to the plants. So green vegetables, greens, leafy greens, they are all full of different minerals, and they compose different minerals like calcium, like iron, like phosphorus. They contain a lot of vitamins also, particularly the water soluble vitamins, they are in vegetables. When root vegetables, they are good source of starch, and they are good source of carbohydrate, also minerals. So carrots, turnip, radish, beets, they are all very good. Similarly, pumpkins are good, and among the fruits provide a lot of minerals. They provide a lot of vitamins, useful vitamins. Vitamin C is in most of the fruits, like citrus, apple, and berries, they have vitamins. So the fruits can be taken in moderate amount, but they should be uh, restricted in people who are at the weight loss. So if someone with a weight loss is consuming fruits, I will suggest that they should consume them along with some whipped cream, so that the absorption of fruits and the carbohydrates within the fruits can be limited. Then in these vegetables and fruits, the very essential component is fiber. We are taking fiber not for us, it is useless for our consumption, but it is consumed because we have trillions of bacteria, microbiomes living in our gut, and we need to feed them with these fibers. If we are not consuming fiber, then what will happen? They will start eating our mucus layer of the gut, and they will penetrate into the gut, making it a leaky gut and causing problems and troubles. So fruits and vegetables, good sources of fiber. Similarly, grains are also good sources of fiber. If the whole grains are taken, buckwheat, wheat, oats, steel cut oats, rye, and they are all having a lot of fiber. They are having a lot of carbohydrates. They are having a lot of proteins. With the modification of genetic modification of different plants, wheat has now become a GMO, and its gluten has become more dangerous, is causing many autoimmune problems, including the celiac disease. So people have to avoid wheat and go on to non-gluten options, and among them, rice and brown rice is the best. Now, unfortunately, we are using a lot of grains, which is not good. So the limitation of grains is definitely recommended for a general good health, and in general, proteins are recommended, and in general, for the fats from the animal source is recommended. Vegetable oils, absolutely not. Vegetable oils are not better for your health, and particularly when used in excess, they are absolutely not good. Similarly, the trans fats, which are taken from the vegetable oils by the processing, is also, they are a bad choice. So the grains should be restricted. The those other sources of carbohydrates, they should be washed, and there should be one should keep an eye among all over all these things. And finally, I will say that a balanced diet is one with low carbohydrates and about 20-25 to 30% proteins, and about 50% it should be um, fats. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and push the bell button on. Thank you very much.